Musonda, good afternoon. I don't know if you can hear me.
Hey.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, I can.
Welcome.
Afternoon.
Thank you for joining in early. We'll just wait for a few more people to join in, then we start.
All right, that sounds good. I'll be on mute just to wait as we wait for people to join in. I decided to join in a little bit later because I didn't really get the run of show or what was really much of how the program was going to go, but I'm still open to anything.
Okay, so I sent you a brief in the email. There's a link to the brief in the email, but I can just send it to you right away on via email. So
All
you
right,
have
let me
it.
just.
Yes, I'll send it
All
to
right.
you.
All right,
Thank you. Now, why more people join the conversation, and I'm so delighted to have everyone join the conversation today. This is the onboarding session of the Girl Up Nigeria 2023 Girl Up Nigeria Mentorship Program. So I'm going to give the welcome address and then would proceed according to what we have on our brief for today. Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Girl Up Nigeria IWD Mentorship Program onboarding ceremony. My name is Nwaiwu Elizabeth, and I'm the president of Girl Up Nigeria. And I'm thrilled to have every one of you here today as we welcome our newest cohort of the mentorship program at Girl Up Nigeria. So this is the third edition of the Girl Up Nigeria Mentorship Program. This is in celebration of International Women's Day. We know that International Women's Day is on the 8th of March, but we're kickstarting the mentorship program this year early enough to be able to finalize by the time it's March 8th. So that's why we're starting the mentorship program in February to extend it till 8th of March. At Girl Up Nigeria, we are dedicated to providing young people, especially young women, with the opportunity to grow, succeed, and make real impact. And that's the essence of the Girl Up Nigeria mentorship program. The mentorship program is about connecting young people to mentors in different spaces who would help guide and also be like teachers to them as they take on steps in their various endeavors. So today marks an exciting new chapter for Girl Up Nigeria as we onboard this cohort of mentees. So our mentees, you've all been carefully selected from a pool of young people. When we took out this call out, when we put the call out sometime late last month, we had a lot of people who applied for it, and the 16 people who have been selected were carefully selected by an independent team of jury who selected them and sent in the list to us. So from the people who applied, we are selecting 16 women this year. As our last year, we had 12 people, and for the maiden edition, we had 10 people. So this is an increase from what we had at the maiden edition and what we had from last year. So we have 16 young women who have been inducted into the new cohort of the Girl Up Nigeria Mentorship Program. And we are positive that they will make good use of this rare opportunity to advance their career and develop themselves. And we encourage every one of them to take advantage of this opportunity to ask questions. Your mentors are there to guide you, so ask questions, learn from them. And aside your mentors, we have a WhatsApp group for our mentees. So you have to build a network, build a community amongst yourself, because that's the essence of being together in the group, to create a bond, to create a network, as that will also help you in your journey. So our mentors, I'm glad and I'm grateful that you all have decided to take up this task to provide guidance to these young women. It's not something that we take for granted. It's not something we take lightly, because we reached out to a lot of people, and you ladies were the people who accepted to be mentors for this year's mentorship program, and we truly appreciate that. I'd also like to warmly extend our greetings to our guest speakers. We're having Musonda from Gallup, Senior Regional Manager of Gallup Nigeria in Africa. She's already on the call. And then we're having Blessing Abeng join us later on the conversation. We say thank you to everyone who has joined us on this conversation today. So lastly, I would say let's get started and make the most of today. Thank you. So I would like to invite the Vice President, Claire, to give us a brief insight to what the Gallup Nigeria Mentorship Program is set to achieve. Claire, the floor is yours.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I bring us greetings from Kano State, in the heart of northern Nigeria. I welcome all of us to today's session. It's one of a kind. Like my president has spoken, it's one of a kind. The Gallup Nigeria International Women's Day Mentorship Program. It's an annual program that started with the first cohort in 2021, given the inception of post the inception of Gallup Nigeria. The International Women's Day Mentorship Program exists as a platform for Gallup Nigeria to be able to connect young women who are new, who are experienced, who are just trying to find their feet, or who, on the other hand, have a bit of an experience but are looking to grow further in various industries where they function, in various industries where they work, and all of that. The essence of the International Women's Day Mentorship Program is to create an avenue for women like this, for women like us, to be able to connect with, to meet the ones like us, the ones who have gone before us, who have been able to build themselves superior standard in these industries where we function. And the mentorship program cuts across diverse topics, it cuts across diverse issues. For some years, we've had in leadership, we've had in business, and all of that. The essence of the International Women's Day Mentorship Program for 2023 is in line with the theme for the United Nations International Women's Day celebration for 2023. And that has to deal with digital inclusion, which is why we're going to be having a lot of our tech sisters, a lot of our feminists, a lot of our STEM sisters joining on the program. Although it's not just limited to technology and all, but it forms a focal point in the course of our mentorship program for this year, which is why we're going to have women like Blessing Abeng of Ingressive for Good speak to us today. It is important that in the course of globalization of our world, in the course of industrialization and what I call internetization of our world, we get to carry women along. None of us are truly equal until all of us are equal. And if there's going to be growth, if there's going to be advancement in the digital space, in the technology space, from across whatever space or from across whatever angle it is, women have to be carried along. And it is quite impressive. It is quite a thing of happiness, a thing of appreciation that today's session is starting, that this year's session is starting today, being the International Day for Women in STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. So to all our STEMinist sisters, to all our STEMinist women, to all our sisters in STEM, to all the techists like me and the rest of us, I wish us a wonderful International Day of Women in STEM. And I hope we continue to break barriers, we continue to break glass ceilings, and we continue to do big things in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics space. So for now, I'll be taking off I also welcome particularly all our mentees for this year. I do hope that this forms a platform for us to form meaningful connections within ourselves as peer-to-peer mentors, as peer-to-peer mentees, and with our mentors, because these are lifelong relationships that help us excel in the various spaces that we get to find ourselves in. So I urge all of us to make the most out of it. I thank our mentors, all of them who have chosen to take out time from their very tight schedule to serve as mentors for this year's cohort. We do not take your support for granted, and we remain eternally grateful. Thank you very much. I pass the mic back to the president to carry on with the activities of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Claire. So I would quickly invite the senior regional manager for Gallup in Africa, Musonda. Musonda is going to be speaking on mentorship and professional development opportunities. Musonda, the floor is yours. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you so much for inviting me to speak. I think it's such an inspiration to see this particular program that has been an initiative for Girl Up Nigeria. And coming in on this meeting as a guest speaker, I get to meet people with different passions, different opportunities that they would like to share with people. And I come here as well to also share some of the knowledge that I have, and also within my capacity, what are some of the opportunities that are available for young people to sort of advance their leadership skills. So first things first, I think I've greatly benefited from having a mentor in my life, just from picking my course of study, getting the opportunity to speak at the biggest event that I was given in my life. Even the job that I have now with Girl Up is through the guidance of people and other phenomenal women who had shared their experiences with me. So I would like to first share with you, I don't know if I have the sharing rights for this meeting, but if not, I can just speak through it. So Girl Up, of course, as an initiative, does acknowledge and also empowers young people. And we do have different platforms and opportunities that kind of align with mentorship programs that are being run in our different focus countries across sub-Saharan Africa. And I think the biggest one that we've always spoken about that we recently launched was the Girl Up Academy.
Sorry, Musonda, you can share your screen now. Sorry, you can share your screen now. I've made you a co-host.
Okay, let's see if technology won't fail me. Is everybody able to see my screen? Yes, no.
We can't see your screen yet. We can't see it yet.
Okay, just a second. How about now? No?
Not yet, but I think you should keep speaking while you try to figure it out. Or we
should. Okay, yeah. So we have several opportunities, and of course, being a young person, you need to develop certain skills, public speaking skills, understanding a few things such as your passion. So we recently launched the Girl Up Academy, which allows you as a young leader to access an online platform. And while we do acknowledge that sometimes internet may be a source of a challenge for a number of girls, we've also realized that through their mentors or the mentees also can kind of select one person within their community who they can identify to kind of get to a point where they have these skills, public speaking, understanding your passion, and also things around advocacy and how you can actually advocate for different issues within their community, of course, through either Girl Up Club or any youth community group. So one of the other opportunities that we have is you have the opportunity, of course, having gone through this course at the end to receive a certificate. Some people have used certificates within different platforms like applying for university, applying for jobs, applying for internships. So we do offer such services and opportunities for all the young people that complete the academy. The other one that we have the opportunity that kind of elevates you as a young person is, of course, understanding your advocacy work and how you can impact the community. So we recently bumped up our project award grant. Prior, we're giving a small grant of $500 to implement any project, any passion project, either with your mentee or mentees and mentors. But this year, we have kind of upped this opportunity to $1,000. I'll post the link of the application link that you can apply for either as a club or just as an individual working with a different youth group. And then the other opportunities that we have for young people is, of course, speaking opportunities and other leadership opportunities. And currently, I think the one that we are running is for our Global Leadership Summit, which is happening in July in the US. So it would be nice to see some of the beneficiaries of this program really share their experiences of how this program or how they've also impacted their communities differently. And of course, I think just being able to be in a community with like-minded individuals is also a plus as an opportunity platform like this one, which allows you to connect you to other young professionals who are passionate about the different issues within the community. So I would also just, give me a second. I'm still trying to figure out this technology. I don't know why it has failed me. And let me know if there are any questions based on the information that I've shared in the chat box, and I'll gladly answer. Okay, it seems my own technology has failed me today, but I think just to emphasize and also see that everybody who has come on this opportunity see this as an opportunity for them to network with like-minded people, to also advance their understanding and their passion. And I think one of the guest speakers here, Blessing, is definitely going to do a good job in sort of layering the different pieces on how, as a young person, you can brand yourself in the different advocacy or issues that you're passionate about. So I'll pass on the mic back to you, the host, so that you can guide us through the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Musonda. Thank you so much. And we appreciate, last year we got a grant from Gallup campaign that we used for our STEM program, where we trained 6 young women. We trained 6 young women in digital skills. And it's very amazing that we see the work they are doing out there, and we appreciate the efforts from Gallup campaign and Gallup Africa. So we look forward to more partnership with the regional coordinators, and we thank you so much. So Musonda, I'm still going to hand over the mic to you to officially induct our new mentees of this year's cohort. So the mic is back over to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I know I had also just received I get the opportunity to, introduce the 2023 cohort mentees. I don't know how do we have all of them on the call?
Yes, we have them on the call.
All right, okay. And just for clarity, do you want me to go through the entire process of being involved for Girl Up, or you just like me to lay it out in different pieces?
Sorry, I didn't get what you said.
I'm saying, would you like me to go through the expectations on them throughout the mentee program, or you would like me to kind of just lay it out in different ways that they'll get involved after this meeting?
Yes, you can just go ahead.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. So I'll try to be brief as possible, but I always refer, I'll post some of the opportunities and links in the chat box, and then I'll also share later the presentation that I had prepared with my colleagues so they can share with everyone, given that technology has sort of failed us today. So I like to introduce Girl Up as an opportunity for any young person who's able to advocate for different issues that they're passionate within their community. And I'll particularly focus just on Nigeria, given also the fact that our campaign is also being rolled out in different focus countries across sub-Saharan Africa. But like any other initiative, we do like to connect young people from different countries because, of course, we are firm believers of Pan-Africanism. So I know when Girl Up Nigeria started, I think sometime in 2018 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken, we have seen a lot of young people from Baliki, hope I've pronounced her name correctly, being able to bring young people as everybody on this platform to kind of network. So while the initiative in itself only focuses on adolescent girls who are between the ages of 12 to 22, they are also at liberty to also pick whatever advocacy pieces they would like to advocate for within their communities. So they would start a club either in high school, in universities, and in their communities. And currently, some of the issues that we are really advocating for are around SRH, sexual reproductive health, climate change, gender equality, and also access to education. And because, like, you know, there are always these advocacy pieces that are happening, but I guess everybody's asking, how do I fit into these different pieces that are being talked about that I can advocate for? So in terms of access to education, while campaigns can go on virtually, we put up posters. We've also decided to create and launch scholarship applications, which allow young people who are either in first year, second year to apply for a scholarship to complete their education. So some of the thematic areas that we've chosen are sports, because we understand there are not so many women who have taken up careers in sports. And then STEM, of course, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is another field that we promote. So if you want to study medicine, you want to study data analytics and different fields that fall under STEM, you would still be eligible for this particular opportunity. One opportunity that a number of people have spoken to is art. And while art, people only see it as singing or drawing, there's so much that goes in developing art. Now we have digital art, we have digital museums. So there are different courses that kind of allow young people to develop these teams. So if any one of you here has interest in applying for these scholarships and these opportunities, I'll post all these links in the chat box. And then in terms of gender-based violence and also just advocating for the safety of girls and women, we recently launched our self-defense and boundary setting classes, where we teach young people on how they can defend themselves, not only physically, but verbally, and setting boundaries. And so some of these sessions go like, what are some of the buzzwords that you use when somebody either touches you on the shoulder, or within the family, there is somebody who's constantly using abusive words or abusive language. So we created a curriculum and sessions to kind of help you guide through the situations, the different situations and different scenarios. And the other scenarios have been around rape. We decided to take that. It's one of those intimate courses that we have tried to do a survey to kind of understand what will be the best way of training young people without actually traumatizing them, either based on past experience or what they've had. So that's the other opportunity that's available. And then, of course, the icing on the cake, understanding that maybe some of the advocacy that you have doesn't fall within the bracket of our thematic areas, but you still want to implement it. We then now come into where I talked about the grant that allows you to either coordinate with your mentee or coordinate with the club to implement this project. And it's so nice to hear that Girl Up Nigeria did focus on a STEM event, which is something that we're always encouraging girls to take up the fields of STEM. So I guess the question is, how does, from the global perspective, which is the US, the African region, and then how do we connect to the club? We have a platform which we're calling the Girl Up Community, which is similar with the same format as Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, but it just allows us to understand what are the current activities happening within the country. Even when you apply for a grant, we sort of have that as a blueprint to understand, to say, has this club registered on the community, which is www.girlup.org. I'll post all these links once I finish talking. And then it just gives us a platform to know, like, oh, Tilly is from Girl Up Nigeria, Favor is from Girl Up Nigeria, Martha is from Girl Up Nigeria, Somi is from Girl Up Nigeria, and this is what they're trying to put, this is what they're working towards within their community. We do also encourage, sometimes you could directly email me to make a follow-up to say, we applied for a grant in the first cycle, maybe we received the confirmation that we have qualified for the grant, but then we're having difficulties in getting the money. So part of my role also is to create, not to close up the gap that exists within ensuring that the clubs do actually implement their project and they actually receive the grant. And then at the end of the day, we do acknowledge like, okay, this activity actually finally happened. At the end of every cycle for Girl Up, we do also give certificates of completion to just acknowledge your work. In 2022, we had what we're calling collisions. And if within a country, we have more than 5 Girl Up clubs, then we usually secure a small grant to help them host what we're calling a regional summit or an in-country summit. So hopefully if Nigeria this year, we can sort of coordinate and see, it would be nice to get to a point where we're able to bring together a regional summit. We can have great speakers such as Blessings to kind of run us through the whole day on how can we become better branded individuals, how can we become advocate for issues differently, how can we have better presence online, do people actually understand what as Girl Up Nigeria we're doing, away from the bigger picture of when they say they hear Girl Up Uganda, Girl Up Malawi, Girl Up Zambia. So those are the different pieces that we like to work around. And I also acknowledge that while we support the operations and the running of the clubs in different countries, we are always advocating for girls to take the lead in advocating for issues within their communities, because you understand the issues better. Young people also know the solutions. So Girl Up basically provides a platform and resources in understanding, okay, should we in 2023, 2024 continue advocating on SRH when Nigeria says, oh no, we want to focus on gender-based violence. So we take feedback from you, all the participants within the program, based on the interests and the different communities that you're coming from. So I think that's much of the brief of me sharing the different opportunities. And of course, as a young person, while the program, of course, focuses on girls from 12 to 22, when you go to the website, you see that, but there's always an exception to have young people who fall in the bracket over 22 and 23. So we bring those people on board and they serve a role, of course, as mentors. We also give them speaking opportunities on the different platforms and different programs that are scheduled within the year. So I think a number of you might have either received an email, and if this is your first time maybe hearing me speak or hearing about the different ways you can get involved, once you sign up for the newsletter or the alumni, you will be asked to fill in a form like what are the thematic areas that you're interested in as a young person. And then when we have these different opportunities, we do again send out that email like, oh, we have speaking opportunities for our global summit. Maybe you submit a side event, what would you like to present on? And then you'll be given an opportunity to be able to attend these events. And from before COVID hit, we had the opportunity to have girls fly to the US and at different locations whenever we had programs within Sub-Saharan Africa. And we're keeping our fingers crossed that now that the COVID situation has sort of lowered down, we could go back to, moments where we could actually physically meet. Okay, it seems like our hosts might be having a few internet connections, but let me know if you have any questions based on the information that I've shared. And then while we wait for our colleague to join in, maybe we can now get to have Blessings join us. She also has a presentation on branding. And then I think after that, Blessings, are you connected? I think I can see.
So I'm going to, sorry, my network has been going on and off. I'm so sorry about that. So I'm just going to officially introduce our mentors for this year program. This year we have Oduola Olabinto as one of our mentors. Oduola is the team lead of Health City. Oduola Olabinto is the team lead of Health City. We also have Ibironke Yekini. I think she's on the call. Just a minute. I think she's on the call. We have Ibironke Yekini. She's the CVO of Testify, and she's doing great work. We have Adewuyi Roslyn. Adewuyi Roslyn is a girl child advocate. We have Nicole Njoko. Nicole is a consultant at Melan Consult. We have Precious Adigwe. Precious is the founder of Soteri Aid and Development. We have Esther Agaja. Esther Agaja is the founder of Eco Diversified. We also have Saben Sheni. Saben Sheni is a gender advocate, and we also have Elizabeth Salatu Williams, and she's the founder of SID Initiative. So these people were carefully selected to be able to mentor these young women. And this year, it's amazing having them to be part of our mentors for this year. And we don't take it for granted that they're on the call with us. And this is supposed to be the session for Blessing Abeng, but I think she's having network issues. So I'm going to call ask if any of the mentors have anything they wish to share with us on this conversation while we wait for Blessing to join in. If there's any of the mentors who have anything, what their expectations are at the end of this 1 month, because it's a 1 month mentorship program. At the end of this 1 month, what expectations they have of their mentees, they can also share with us. Thank you. The floor is open to all our mentors on the call. Elizabeth, Ibironke, Sarben. So the floor is open to you to share any expectation that you have of the mentees that have been assigned to you this year. Thank you. So Ibironke said she can't unmute herself right now. She is actually driving. So let's Elizabeth, Sarben. So if you have any expectations, so we can just hear you.
Okay, thanks so much, Chiamaka, and big thank you to Girl Up for this connection and this program. I wouldn't say I have any expectations in quotes. I would say it's a big opportunity for all of us as mentors and mentees to learn from each other and see how we can advance gender equality and development for young women. So for me, I'm really excited about it. I would say building a network of women who are skilled is not an easy feat. And in my experience, from what I see, most of the mentors that Girl Up has identified, we kind of all know each other and we're kind of all working together and we've had some interaction. So in this space, that would always happen. And it's just a call to action to the mentees to say that whatever you're doing, put your best foot forward, be yourself, bring that uniqueness that you have and see where it takes you, really. There's no blueprint for these things. It's about you doing your best. And I am excited about the 1 month session. Let's see how this goes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sarben. It's really amazing for what you've said. We're looking at what we achieve at the end of this 1 month. Thank you very much. Elizabeth, do you have anything to say before we ask our mentees what they hope to learn in this 1 month they are going to be connected to mentors? Elizabeth, you have anything to say?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I think this is like my second engagement with Girl Up. Just to commend the Girl Up team for this initiative and for, more importantly, ensuring that it stays, that it's consistent. As I could hear from the president earlier, she said this is the 3rd year that this is being run, which is highly commendable. So I just wanted to just give kudos to the Gallup team. Just to add to what my friend and colleague Sabien said, I don't really have so much to say to the mentees. I think a lot has been said about mentorship. One thing I just wanted to say is that understand that mentorship is a two-way street. So in the same way as mentees, you're looking to, get your mentor's support and learn certain things from them, and also get them to like guide you and support you on your career journey. So in the same way, mentors also expect certain things from you as a mentee. You have to be willing to put in the work. Don't shy away from asking questions. Be ready to do your own research. Make sure that you, at every point in time, keep your mentor updated. So I'll share one thing I've done over the years that I would say continues to work for me. When I started working in the development sector, I was just 17. And one of the things that I've done over the years is I always update my mentors on the things that I do. Even after I have left probably maybe that organization, or I'm no longer in close contact with the person who was my mentor at the time. But up until now, they still know what's happening with me. They know the things that I'm up to, the things that I'm doing. And what that just simply does is it makes you to continuously remain relevant. And when there are opportunities or there are certain, things that they can point you to, or places where they can mention your name, you immediately come to their minds, because they can, to a large extent, say what it is that you're doing and how far you've gone in your advocacy work. So just to say that, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. And there's so much mentors can learn from their mentees. Don't think that because mentors supposedly have more experience than you do, that, it's going to be more of the mentors doing the talking. For me personally, I would even say that mentors do more of the listening, while mentees do more of the talking, because we just want to hear from you, and see how best we can support each other to grow and to learn. So it's extremely important that, for both the mentors and the mentees, that we have that at the back of our minds, ensuring that it's both parties who are committing to this relationship and are making sure that both parties are benefiting from that relationship. I look forward to the 1 month with the mentee I'll be assigned. There are no expectations, but there will be expectations. You can't run away from that. So both parties have to really agree on what exactly it is that you want to get out of the 1 month with this person, with this mentor-mentee relationship. What exactly do you want to get out of it? Because that would guide the decisions that are made and the things that you get to do within the space of the 1 month. Congratulations to all the mentees. I know that it was a call that was made, so it wasn't like everybody that applied that got selected. So congratulations to all the mentees. Well done to all the mentors, and I look forward to the next 1 month. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I like the fact that you stated it clearly that mentorship is not just a one-way, it's not a one-way street. And that's one thing a lot of young people need to understand, that when you say you want somebody to mentor you, it's not just them giving out to you every time. There's a place for you to also give back to them. It might just be something as little as, oh, they say you see them post something and say, oh, I'm looking on how to get access to this, and then you have access to that, or someone who has access to that. It's about you creating that network for them to also be able to get that thing. So mentorship is not a one-way street, and I really appreciate that Elizabeth said that. Thank you very much. Blessing just sent an email that she's having network issues. So I'll just ask some of the mentees on the call what they hope to achieve at the end of this 1 month. So I'm handing over to Chinyelugo Chioma Jessica. Jessica, the floor is yours. What do you expect to learn at the end of this 1 month? So what is that thing that when you say you're done with this 1 month and then you say this is what I've achieved at the end of this 1 month? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good
Good
evening,
evening, we
everyone.
can hear you.
Please.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank Girl Up Nigeria for this wonderful opportunity. And I'm so happy to be one of the mentees for this mentorship program for IWD Girl Up Nigeria. I'm so grateful for being among the participants selected to participate. So basically, what I'm actually expecting based on is to learn more based on the area of girl child. When we talk about science, I've heard a lot people have said so far, and I'm really to know more when it comes to girl child advocacy. And I feel that this program is actually going to help me to know more, because actually this knowledge, it's a learning process continuously. Though I've engaged in some of these things, but like I'm so happy to learn more, and it will also help me to like network and gain more experiences. And I think I'm also going to be opportunity to see more opportunities that are coming up, just like the one I think the regional director just posted now. So I'm so grateful for that. So I look forward to learning, networking, and gaining more experience from this mentorship program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica. Let's have Grace. Grace, so what are some of the things that you hope to achieve at the end of the 1 month? By Grace, the floor is yours.
Sorry, Grace, are you speaking to us? We can't seem to hear a thing. All right, so since Grace is having some issues, is Joy Adejoye on the call?
Yes, I am on the call.
Okay, ma, let's hear from you.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to you too.
Yeah, good evening. I sincerely want to appreciate Girl of Nigeria for this beautiful opportunity to be on this space. And I promise not to take it for granted, and to also take Girl of Nigeria to every corners of the world. Well, my expectation from these courts is that it will give me insight to create a social change. I believe in solving problems and creating sustainable solutions in my community for women and girls. I believe that this mentorship section will be an avenue for me to be more to create a positive impact in the life of other women, and STEM, as women have been marginalized when it comes to technology. It will help me to create innovative programs that will impact the life of women and girls after the end of my 1 month section. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. So Francisca, over to you. Francisca, over to you. Hear me?
Yes, I can. Good evening, everybody. Good evening from Nigeria. Thank you very much for this amazing opportunity to be a mentee in the Girl of Nigeria program. I must really say that mentorship is something very interesting because it actually helps people um, go a long way, and then it helps you to also avoid mistakes that other people have done because you have a mentor that is guiding you. So my expectations for this program would be to work alongside other mentees, and then with my mentor to be able to grow in my career, in my passion, and then in being able to reach out to other women, other girls, and also provide support to them, and also help them to find their feet. Because I mean, when women empower each other, then we have a better society. Thank you, everybody, and congratulations to my fellow mentees.
Thank you, Francisca. I don't think Blessing Abeng has been able to make it to the call. So if we're not able to have her today, along the line of this 1 month mentorship program, we're going to have sessions where the mentees are having a one-on-one conversation with other people aside their mentors. We're going to have a session for all of them where someone comes to speak to them virtually, aside them having the conversations with their mentors. So if we're not able to have her this evening, we can have her on those one-on-one sessions, because she has been emailing that she has been having network issues and then she can't join the conversation. So if we can have her in 2 minutes, we'll just wrap it up and officially welcome this new cohort into the Girl Up Nigeria mentorship program. So in 2 minutes, if she's not able to join in, we can then wrap it up for today. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank the Girl of Nigeria for giving me this opportunity to be part of the program. And I actually feel very motivated after seeing the email which I received. So at the end of the day, at the end of the program, I look forward to gaining more experience in terms of the medical aspect, which one of the mentors spoke about. I'll be so excited to learn a new whole of experience through Girl of Nigeria by impacting meaningful hope for the young Nigerians, especially the young women and young girls, and also women in my community who do not have the means of going to school or are coping with poverty, and some who have been abused and do not have a voice to reach out to. Lastly, I would like to serve as a morale for so many women who believe being independent as
Blessing
a woman.
has joined us, so we'll just hand over to her so that we can wrap up. Blessing, thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll just hand over to you immediately because we've waited for you a little while. So the floor is yours, Blessing. Blessing, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi. Good evening.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me? Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
It's a little far from you. We can't hear you clearly, but we can just hear that you're saying something.
AirPods. I'm using my AirPods. Can you hear me?
So if any other person can hear her, please, can you signify? I don't know if it's from my end, so we'll know where we're having issues from.
Yes, I can hear and I can see our video as well.
Perfect.
Blessing,
Thank
then
you.
you can go on. You can go on.
Okay. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Hello everyone. Good evening. It's such a lovely thing to be here. I'm so excited to be here. I'm currently in a different country, and so the timing is off, but I hope that we can still make the best of the time that we have. I was to speak about branding and communication. I've interacted with the Gallup program in the past. I think last year I was able to see that the amazing thing is possible through the Gallup Nigeria program with other team members. And one of the most important things that I would always say is, yes, it's important to build a brand, but please take it very seriously. Like, take building your network very seriously. While you're here, that like 18 or 16 or like the women that you're going to be interacting with, don't miss the opportunity to connect with them. Building your brand is not just about you. There's so many factors that come to play. Most times when people hear branding, they think, oh, it's something we have to do on social media, or something that they have to do. And it's just, we all have this different ideas, logo, fonts, colors, name, products, services. But that's really not what your brand is about. Your brand is about who you are consistently as your audience interact with you. So as you go through this program, through the journey of self-discovery, right? Who are you? What do you want to learn? What are you good at? What are the things that people are asking you for help the most? Like, what is it that you're good at? What are the things you're trying to build skills in? And then take all of those things and ask yourself, how can I add value to them that can decide me? And if you do that, one of the most important parts of building a brand is your identity. Your identity is not based off your logo, your font, your colors, and all of those things. It's based on who you are consistently as a target audience interact with you. So ask yourself, who is my target audience going to be? What kind of employer do I want? What kind of people do I want to be? What do I want to tell them? Right? So let's talk about that. Is the part, the identity part of things. The next part is your communication. So what are you saying to those people? What are you communicating? How are you trying to interact with them? Communication is very important in trying to cement what your identity is. And so communication is very important in trying to cement what your identity is, right? And so as soon as you can figure out, what is it that I want to be known for, you can begin to dig deeper. I have a book or a workbook, a free workbook that I can share with the Gallup Nigeria so they can share with everyone else to help you through your self-discovery. You don't have to be dancing on TikTok. You don't have to be dancing on Instagram reels to build a great brand. You can be an introvert and have a great brand. You can be an extrovert and have a great brand. All you have to do is, ask yourself, who am I? What is my personality? In fact, if you have the time, go to 1616personalities.com and answer all of the questions there, like yourself, and be as honest as possible. So you will be able to articulate what is it that I want, what is my personality, how's it going, what kind of person am I, right? And so as soon as you can figure that out, we can leverage that to, let me type it in the chat box. I think 16personality.com, 16personalities.com. So I just typed it so that in case I was too fast in pronouncing it, you can find it right. So what do we help you do is articulate your personality. Don't feel any pressure. You don't, as I said, you can be an introvert and build such an amazing community. You can be an introvert and be known for everything that it is that you want to be known for. One very important part is, as you pick platforms that you want to cement your brand on, ask yourself, what is it that I want to share, and what is it that I would never share? Knowing the things that you would never share would really help you knowing the things that you would never share would really help you, right? Because you would now know, okay, so I don't want to ever talk about my personal life, but I want to talk about the work that I'm doing. I want to talk about my skills. And so when you talk about your skills consistently to your target audience, you would be able to cement yourself as a thought leader to those people. And you don't only have to teach all the time. You could share things that you're learning. You could share your journey. Sometimes we're always waiting to be perfect before we start sharing. Don't wait till you're perfect. Start sharing what it is that you know, share what you're learning, share your challenges, all of these things are going to create growth because people want to be part of your progress story. They don't want you to come already late, right? They don't, in my opinion, I would say don't fake it until you make it, grow into it. Grow, allow yourself to develop, identify the ways that you want to be better. This is and acknowledge where you are now and say, okay, what things can I do to get into this next point of my life that I want to be in? These are a few things that are going to really help you as you your brand and as you build your brand, right? And so when you figure that out, pick the platforms you want to communicate on. It could be online, it could be offline. But building communication, a very important part is credibility, building credibility, be known for keeping your word. If people hire you to do a task, do your best and give it your total best, right? In addition to that, be careful with the kind of people that you partner with and people you collaborate with. Don't collaborate with people just because they have a lot of followers. Ask yourself, if this person doesn't have a lot of followers, will I want to be associated with them? Because when the whole process of branding is about building trust, right? And the way that you build trust is by keeping your word. And beyond keeping your word, another way that you build trust is by partnering with people who you believe in, people that you are comfortable associating yourself with. And really the collaboration is about, you don't have to be in competition with anybody but yourself. Just compete only with yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself to prove anything to anybody. Just be better than you were yesterday, and I think that's going to be the game changer for you. Thank you very much. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll be sharing some resources with them at Nigeria, and I hope that that's going to be helpful and useful to you. Please go ahead, ask me any questions that you have, and I'll take it.
Thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you. So if anyone has any question for Blessing, if you have any question for Blessing, please can you just ask your question in the chat box? So she was talking about how the mentees can build their brands and what they can use their brands for as a tool for advocacy. Because like she said, you don't have to be an introvert. She said something about introversion and how you can use it to your own advantage. So if you have any questions for Blessing, because I think she wants to go off the call in a few minutes. So if you have any questions, please ask your questions. I don't think anyone has any questions. Thank you so much, Blessing, for joining us on this call. And we look forward to seeing more of you in the course of this 1 month. Yes, we hope to see more of you in the course of this 1 month. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great day. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much. So now we're just going to call out the mentors and the mentees that are assigned to them. So we have Odunola Olabinto. The mentees assigned to her are Francisca Ekono. And before I continue, an email is going to be sent to all the mentors with the details of their mentees. So I just want to call out the names now so they have an idea of the mentees that are assigned to them. So for Odunola Olabinto, we have Francisca Ekono and we have Chiamaka Augustine. For Ibironke Yekini, we have Faith Fabino and Courage Ikibe. For Elizabeth Kalatu, we have Grace Bayetiri. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I hope I am. And we have Adam Sophie. They are both mentees. Grace and Sophie are mentees under Elizabeth Kalatu Williams. For Roslyn Adewuyi, we have Joy Adejoye and Joy Akpata. For Esther, we have Chinelugo Chioma Jessica and Sharon Akingbade So for Nicole Njoku, we have Blessing and we have Fazuyi Sani. They are mentees assigned to Nicole Njoku. For Precious Adigwe, we have Hafsat Haruna Ango and we have Vivian Ozemenam. So for Salben, we have Blessing, and we have Afolami. We have Afolami Oluwa. I don't think I'm getting that right. So we're just going to send an email to all the mentors with the details of all the mentees. So I'll just call on the Vice President to say a few words before we round up the session for today. Claire, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Amaka, for passing the mic to me once more. I have really enjoyed the session, and I look forward to the big things we'll do with our mentors and with our cohort of mentees here. I must greet us all specially. We're doing absolutely well in our various fields. I can see familiar names from among the mentees whom I do not want to mention, but whom I know are young women doing great things in various spheres, and I wish us all the very best. It's good to have you all on board, and I look forward to the very wonderful things that we're going to do, the very wonderful lessons we're going to learn, and the better people that we're going to emerge as at the end of the mentorship program. I also thank our mentors once more for taking our time to be a part of this program, for taking our time to be a part of our journey for our International Women's Day cohort for the year 2023. I greet all of us especially. I also see big names that I've also followed, names that I've always looked up to. It was Lina Dewi, I see Odon of the Health City. I see most importantly, Blessing Abeng is like a mentor to most of us, particularly those of us in the program I run, the tech program I run. We all look up to her. And to all our other mentors whose name I did not mention, we all are the biggest MVP. We keep clapping and we keep cheering you on in the background, and we keep looking up to the things you do in your various industries and the spheres of life. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the executive volunteers who are on the call. Thank you for answering the call of duty this evening. God bless you all. Thank you all. And on this note, it's goodbye from my end. Have a wonderful evening. Right. I must also not forget to mention our very own regional vice president, Musonda. I'm sorry, our regional coordinator, Musonda Chikwanda. I thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the time.